Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. Well, today's not exactly as miniature as a lot of the other miniatures that we have on this channel, but I had to show it off nonetheless. Today we finally got a hold of Castellan Crowe for the JoyToy Warhammer line of, what are they, 1/18 scale figures. He's got a big box. Now, once upon a time, and I wholly blame Mr. Percival Sparkletrout for this, but the JoyToy stuff came in much simpler sized boxes, as you can see here. And then they were even more simpler than that. And they had these cool little kind of gatefold covers, you know, that show off the figures and stuff and all the accessories included. But we're moving on to bigger and better and badder things. And I think this is just going to turn into a general JoyToy haul video at this point. This is just a fraction. I keep getting them, but I gotta say, they are really, really nice figures. If you haven't seen these in person, especially the Warhammer 40k stuff, which we'll obviously start with, I highly recommend them if you're a fan. Now, I mean, I grew up with G.I. Joes, modern G.I. Joes, as my toy to choice for many, many years. And so these are right up my alley. I tried to resist for a very long time, and I couldn't. You see, he's got his sword with its dark energies coming off of it. We've got a helmeted and non-helmeted head, his typical standard, cape, extra hands for his psychic blasts and emanations. So very cool stuff to see actually done as a collectible toy figure. I haven't even opened this yet. Cape being a cape. It's actually really soft, vinyl-y plastic. There's definitely some flex to it, which is probably a good thing. If you guys want to see more JoyToy stuff, I'm just going to show off one more, I think, for this video at least. So, this is a standard, I don't know, is it Primaris sized? I guess it's just using a standard Primaris body at this point. We haven't had any real variation in terms of the overall bodies. Look at the writing on his various purity seals, and looks almost as bad as mine. Ooh, there goes his spell book of unholy thoughts or whatever it is he's got. I do like the fact that we've got just about everything actually painted in. There is a little bit of movement hindrance with that ammo belt, and it doesn't look like it's, well, I bet it is removable somehow, but I'm not going to break the figure trying to figure it out. So far, this is the only standard Grey Knight we've had. There have been Grey Knights in Terminator armor done for the 40k line, based on the original plastic knights, if that is something that you're of interest. I'm not going to mess with his head right now. I gotta say, that is pretty cool, and I like the fact that they actually did it so you can remove the smoking evilness from the blade. I haven't even taken a look at the head yet. I mean, I really like the sculpts for these 40k figures, so, or just JoyToy stuff in general. In order to put on his cape, basically smush it back there. Banner's actually got a little bit of flex to it, which is kind of cool, and you can take it off of the backpack should you so desire. That purity seal. Oh, actually, that's kind of nice. You can let it move around and flex a bit. So let's see how he stacks up with a typical JoyToy human. Grabbing that Boyang Feng figure from before. So you can see, I mean, they're pretty much in scale the way they're supposed to be. Obviously with Marines having to stand, oh, that's really, really bright, a good head or two taller than a typical human. I'm quite curious to see just how well things are sculpted in terms of size when we get the actual Custodes models, now that those have been previewed. And you can guarantee I'm going to be getting one of these Custodes for the channel to show off, or my own personal collection. Some of the Cult of San Areja, or whatever it was called, these guys are great if you want some chaos type human marauder cultists. They're very... oh, what's the game? With all the guns. Borderlands. Very Borderlands in their style, I think. And, you know, kind of post-apocalyptic look, but they make great chaos cultists. Of course, if you're looking for chaos cultists, I'd also suggest taking a look at some of the acid rain stuff. Their line of action figures are absolutely bizarre. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for most of those characters. So if you're in the market for disturbing mutants, that might be something to check out. There's also their new, slowly being released line of Kung Fu Wuxia type figures, which I am personally a big fan of, and am going to totally be picking these all up as I get the chance. But even more interesting to me are the new heavy infantry power armors that they have been releasing. Look at that big tin can of a boy. All of those ammo packs are removable. What else? I mean, all of the clips on his gun there. He's got the giant sword. But what's really cool, and what I really like about this figure, is you can actually see the pilot inside it. And again, the sculpting on those faces is really nice. They have a few of these coming out. This was the very first of the heavy infantry models that they released. But like I said, there's going to be a few more coming, and I think this one they're going to be redoing in black, I believe. Maybe it was in white as well. I do have a couple more of these coming, so if you want to see more of them, we'll definitely have that option. And I do have some of the big 1/18 scale mecha from JoyToy's as well. So maybe one of these days we'll do a video on that stuff. I know my son is super excited because they have the new Castellan figure based on an obscure Tsuburaya show from the late 70s that had dinosaurs, time travel, and a bit of a Star Wars flair going with it. They have a figure coming out for that in the JoyToy line, as well as being, I think, one of the only licensed properties outside of the 40K stuff so far. Although I think there were some for the Chinese sci-fi movie. I can't think of the name at the moment. But anyway, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at the JoyToy stuff, the 40K stuff is quite impressive, but then again, so are their other lines of models. So if you do enjoy these kinds of collectibles, by all means, give them a look. There is definitely a lot out there for every type of figure collector to enjoy. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye!